difference, it takes just one connection. A friendly face, an open ear, a helping hand. And then something amazing happens. We find out that we're better together. This is what Idaho Central does in our communities every day. We help our members with the small things and big dreams. This is what believing in you is all about. Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance.
It may have been a new job or starting a new business. Maybe you were looking for a better place to raise a family. It's possible you were returning home to the place you love, to Idaho. Whatever your reason for coming, 40 years or 4 months ago, Lithia Ford of Boise wants you to know you're welcome here. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
Get ready for the time of your life at Circa Resort and Casino, Las Vegas's newest destination for fun, featuring the world's biggest poolside tailgate party with 3 levels of action, 6 pools, and a 143-foot screen. The fun is always on deck with all the games all year long. Stadium Swim, located in downtown Las Vegas on Fremont Street. Book the time of your life today at circalasvegas.com.
Well, greetings, Boise State fans. Welcome on in. Clune Arena here at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. BJ Rains with Bronco Nation News. Welcome on in. Let us get your score predictions. We're battling some Wi-Fi issues, so I apologize in advance if the Wi-Fi issues are a little spotty. But we're going to have Doug Gottlieb joining us in just a minute. He's going to be on the call tonight for FS1. But get your score predictions in now. You can win a $25 gift card to the James if you get closest to the score prediction. So get your score prediction in and let us know. We're minutes from tip, kind enough to join us for a couple minutes. Doug Gottlieb, you know him, you love him. You'll hear him on the call on Fox Sports 1 tonight. Doug, appreciate it, man. How's it going?
Good, going well, but yeah.
What's just what are your thoughts on the matchup tonight, just in general? I guess Boise State Air Force coming up on Fox Sports 1 in about 30 minutes.
Well, obviously the Broncos are a little shorthanded, right? And you never want to be. You always want to have all your weapons at your disposal.
We haven't announced the Najee Smith news. I guess we can break that on the show here. Acot's out, and Najee Smith, a key reserve, is out as well.
So, and look, Najee hurts you because this is a team that, like I was just talking with Leon, like I love when they go small. And they put Degenhardt at the 5, you put Najee at the 4, opens things up for those other guys. And it really hurts your ability to do so when you don't have Najee. But the other part to this matchup, which they're basically going to make you make jump shots, right? Mid-range, long range, and Boise's a team that occasionally struggles to make jump shots. They find a way to slop it in, and obviously during the winning streak, everything was going in. But if you look, Max is probably your best pure shooter. Degenhardt obviously really helps you. It's not a great pure shooting team, and this is a team that you beat 2 ways, right? You have to beat them with jump shots, and then you got to smash them on the boards. That I think they can do. I think that's where the game is won for Boise State is forget what you're running, throw it up, and then go get it.
I know you saw the game Sunday. Obviously a tough ending for Boise State. Fans are, a little nervous now. That's 2 out of 3. That there are 2 games they've lost now to Wyoming, Colorado State. What do you see in terms of, what does Boise State need to do to not let that frustration of that game linger over to tonight?
Well, I mean, the game at the end of the year is going to be awesome. how good is that game at Colorado
Yeah.
State going to be?
Yep.
And I would guess they're not going to lose before that. I don't think they'll lose before that. So I mean, like, look, you want to make tournaments, just don't lose any more games. It's that simple.
Definitely can't lose tonight.
No, you don't want to lose tonight. And again, like, they don't play New Mexico twice and San Jose twice. Good thing, because those wins don't help you. They only hurt you.
Yep.
So look, I think they continue to play the way they played for the most part the last 2 months. They'll be fine. It's a really good team. You know, what they were doing early in the year was more the exception. The norm is, I think, now they're living up to, I know your expectations. I follow your stuff really well. It was a little question, like the St. Louis game. They should have won that game, but
12 of 26 from the foul line.
it was and they're still not a great free throw shooting team.
Yep.
But they're not that bad.
Yeah.
And it just kind of ran through the team a little bit. So my expectations are for them to win tonight. You get USU at home. They're not a great team. They're obviously very different this year. Then you get San Diego State at home. That's always a great game. It's always fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemingly always comes down to the last possession.
Yeah.
And then you get a couple on the road. Then you get Vegas on the road. You can win that game.
Yeah, I mean, they got some chances for quality wins here.
Quality
too.
wins.
Yeah.
And then the Colorado State game is going to be awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Like, where's that game? That's on CBS. Dang it. Should still work for CBS. Can't do that one. The fifth. What am I doing the fifth?
What is just in general, they got the freshman Tyson Degenhardt coming on this year. We've seen Big Shot Shaver, hit like 4 game tying or game winners.
Yes.
Well, I know
he's a hard one for me because there's some shot selection stuff which I'm like, wow.
no, great shot.
Yeah, but Leon will live with because he trusts him, And I even think, look, coaching your son's a hard deal. You either get divorced or fired, maybe both. And I don't know if you know this, and I don't know if I'm supposed to let this out. So his wife hasn't been to a road conference game during his time at Boise. She's here tonight.
Wow.
So I said, all right, there's good news and bad news. If you win, she got to cancel all plans. So she got to make all the road games, right? Every single one of them. But if you lose, you never have to worry about her showing up at a road game. Ever again.
That's funny.
Ever again.
That's funny. But in general, though, the makeup of this team, the defense.
Here's what's cool about this team, okay? You got a big dude who can just I love him. He just rebounds for a living. Do I wish he was a little bit more skilled, made free throws a little bit better, but hey, I was a crummy free throw shooter. Who am I to criticize, right? They don't have a point guard.
Yep.
But they have 2 in Kijab and those guys are really competitive. And they just find a way to get a lot done.
Yep.
It's the same thing with Shaver. It's like they just find a way to get a lot done. And, Max went from playing terribly the start of the year, where I was really concerned. I was like, Leon, you're going to keep putting him out there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to get bad.
Oh, yeah. It was there were starting to be some rumbles in
no
Boise.
question.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's kind of figured out his role, and he's playing much better. So that's a good thing. And then you have arguably a top 10 in terms of impactful freshman in the country, and he's the perfect fit for how you play.
Yeah.
So I really like this team.
So fans that are maybe a little nervous in previous years, they've had a little late season slide. They've been on the cusp of the tournament and end up on the wrong side of the bubble. You'd tell our hundreds of Boise State fans watching right now to Aaron Rodgers, RELAX, relax. Things are still okay.
No, that's the whole thing that makes it cool is like, hey, all these teams, there's no tricks. They know what you do. This league is crazy physical, like really, really. And I know you've covered it for a long time. My brother started in this league in '99. He was at San Diego State for 8 years, and it was more of a athletic league then.
Okay.
It has gotten super, super physical.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's because of the age of all the teams. You got all these 22, 23. It's like YMCA Sunday ball, right?
Yeah.
It's super physical, but they're built for that. Right? They got big bodies, older bodies. They're built for it. So would I tell you like, hey, chill out, don't worry, they got this thing? No, because they've shown that they will have an inexplicable take a dump can't game. But I liked where this team is trending, and Colorado State's a hard team to play against, especially for them because CSU matches up really well with them.
Yep.
And they spread you out, and they move it,
and they had them beat. If they
had them
beat.
Had them beat.
Yeah. They rebound and they defend. That's 2 things that'll travel on the road. So.
I think they're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not trying to give soothing words to Boise fans. I've watched them enough to think I think they're good. Worst case, I think they lose 1 And then you got the Colorado State game, which is that'll be a hard game to win.
Yep. Well, final thing. I know you got to get back 30 seconds. We're just your quick keys for Boise State fans watching this. So they want to win the game tonight. What does Boise State got to do?
Well, you got to be. There's a couple ways to guard this style of offense, which is Princeton style.
Yep.
Okay. You can press. They don't really press. You can zone. You can be physical with every cut. Watch for the physicality on cuts. You can't get a backdoor layup if you have to cut through somebody's body. So, secondly, offensive rebounding. Okay. Traditionally, Joe Scott's teams, all these Princeton, they're terrible rebounding teams.
Yep.
Okay. Got to hit the offensive glass.
Yep.
And then try not to have one pass jump shots. You can get a jump shot on most any possession. If you see it hitting 3 or 4 hands, you're doing the right thing offensively.
Well, he only won by 6 in Boise, last month. So we'll see. Appreciate your time, sir. Thanks a lot. Fox Sports 1. We'll be listening with you and Jenny Kavanagh there at the top of the hour. We appreciate Doug for joining us, giving us his time. Really appreciate that. One of the best in the business, Doug Gottlieb. And again, the news that we broke off the top of the show, Emmanuel Acott is out, as well as Najee Smith. Najee Smith also out in this game tonight. Boise State on the court. And I'll show you the warm-ups here. Trevor saying big news with Acott and Smith being out. Najee Smith is also out due to a sickness or something. He's not here. So no Najee Smith tonight. And Acott is not suited up either. So 2 of your 8 rotation players not here tonight. So look for Kason Pryor to get some minutes. Number 1, Kason Pryor, probably likely to get some minutes tonight. Dealing with Wi-Fi. Folks want to let me know. Hopefully we're connected in here, but we're only getting 1 bar. So I hope it's okay for folks. I apologize if it's not. But keep getting your score predictions in. $25 to the James goes to the winner. I actually have the names of the winners from the 2 previous games on here. Let me find those real quick. The 2 previous games, the winners are going to be, and we'll, of course, I'm trying to find it here. Melanie Bannister was the winner for the UNLV game. Melanie Bannister was only 3 points off for the UNLV game. She had 70-61. And then we're going to give it to Zachary Ball. Zachary Ball for the Colorado State game. He was the only one that actually picked Colorado State to win. So didn't have the closest score, but he picked Colorado State to win. So we're going to give it to Zachary Ball for that game as well. So get your score predictions in, get your comments in. We'll start rolling through these here. We got 70-58. We got Carson going with 58-48. We got 65-55 for Cody. Denise going with 65-62. Trevor saying huge news. Yes, it is. We got 68-56 for Jared Kelly, saying need Acott back on Saturday. Yes, and I do think there's a chance you get him back on Saturday. That's probably probably about when he'd be back if I had to guess for Saturday. Nathaniel 72-56. We got Scott 65-60, feeling a little bit of a closer game. Melinda chiming in 70-62. Big Wade, appreciate it, 69-61. We got Kevin chiming in 69-61 as well. Guys going with 69-60. And again, the winner gets a $25 gift card to the James. $25 gets you to the James. It's the new whiskey and across from Boise State. Again, you can see the Broncos on the court warming up beside me. Not expected to be a big crowd. It is snowing outside. It is snowing outside here at Clune Arena. Snow falling pretty hard, actually. So they got some cadets. They got some students. It looks like the cadets here behind the basket. We can pan the camera down there. There are going to be some students down at that end. The great Brent Brigham is here also. Rock Chalk Jayhawk. But not going to be much of a crowd tonight other than the cadets probably. So with the snow falling. And again, Boise State's going to have to create their own energy tonight if they want to find a way to win this one. We've talked a lot about it, but Boise State 4-5 here since Mountain West play started. They've lost 2 in a row. Leon Rice got ejected the last time they were here and didn't see the end of the game. So they traditionally have not played well here, and this is obviously going to be a tough game without 2 key players in Emmanuel Acott and also, as I mentioned, Najee Smith. So here's Jordan chiming in 63-52. Here's Leon Rice. Leon Rice talking yesterday before they left town about getting over that Colorado State loss on Sunday and looking forward to a tough matchup here tonight.
Oh, yeah. No, that's basketball. And you can't let one – it's kind of – when you really break it down, it's kind of insanity to look at a problem and go – if this goes this way, you feel this way, and if just one play goes this other way, you feel so much better. So you can't look at it that way. You got to be like, yeah, guys competed. I mean, Colorado State came in and played a great game, and we were right, and we got down early. We battled back just like these guys always do, and there were so many great things. And missed free throw here or one play, one other thing goes your way at the end of the game, and you're feeling completely different. But you can't. That's flawed thinking. You got to just look at the big picture and win one of those games, and it's pretty tough to win every one of those. In fact, I don't know many teams in history of sport that have done that. So, when you break it down, it's easier to cope with and deal with. But these guys play so hard and they put everything out there and they want to win. I mean, it's a zero-sum game. That's what they're focused on. And so, but we do a good job bouncing back, and we got a tough challenge tomorrow. And we know, I'm experienced in this league. I'm experienced playing there. You ask any coach in this league, that's one of the most hated games on their schedule. It really is. There's no way to sugarcoat that. That's the truth. And because Air Force does such a good job, but that's the way that their style of play and all that package that you have to deal with when you play there.
Oh, I'm on mute. There we go. Couldn't have a perfect show without being on mute for a few seconds. But there's Leon Rice talking about the challenge at Waits tonight. Boise State going with the blue uniforms tonight. They are 2-0 in the blue uniforms. They've only worn them twice this season, but they have won both games. We got 59-50 for Perry. Get in the score predictions. Keep them coming here, and our winner gets a gift card to the James. 70-55, Ryan says. We got Gregory saying 71-62. Ryan Slater chiming in 76-69. Eric Knowles has 64-55. Dayton Robinson, 72-64. So the Vegas spread is 10 points, and it sounds like most of you are thinking that's about what the score is going to be tonight, 10 points or so. Gregory Myers chiming in. Why no Smith tonight? I don't know. I think he's sick or something. He did not make the trip. So Najee Smith is not here on the trip, and that is obviously not good for Boise State to not have one of their key rotation players. So Cason Pride action tonight. I would expect Cason Pryor to get some minutes. Here's Boise State working on some shots from the corner here. Hope the audio is okay. Hope the video is okay. We are dealing, looks like some Wi-Fi issues, and I apologize for that. But thank you to all of our great sponsors that make this possible. We would not be able to be here if it wasn't for Ridley's Family Markets. ShopRidleys.com, locations across the state of Idaho. 13 locations to be exact. They've got the at-home shopping, the Skip app, all the great stuff there at Ridley's. So please check them out, shopridleys.com, whether it's the Clune location, the Star location, Middleton, all kinds of across the Treasure Valley and the state locations. So they got the at-home shopping, the Skip app, all the great stuff there at Ridley's Family Market. So we appreciate their support. The Blue and Orange Store as well, blueandorangestore.com. Make sure you head out to Boise Town Square Mall. You can go to the Blue and Orange Store, all the new Nike gear. They got some great deals going for the spring. The orange out on Saturday. You can go get the orange shirt there for the game on Saturday at the Blue and Orange Store there at Boise Town Square Mall. We'll get the comments keep coming on the Lithia Ford to Boise pregame show. On the attendance, by the time the game ends, there might be more people on 8th Street than the Cadet Fieldhouse. That may be true. There's not much of a crowd here. It is snowing. It's not great weather, and there is not going to be much of a crowd. There are a decent amount of cadets here tonight. We'll see how many end up showing up, but I wouldn't expect a super large crowd. As you see Air Force taking the court now. We are about 20 minutes from tip-off. Boise State and Air Force. Colin is back in Arizona, but Colin will be here for the next two home games. Our associate reporter intern, Colin Mitchell, is going to be back in Boise for the San Diego State and Utah State games coming up. So we'll have him helping us out. He'll still be doing highlights and things like that, helping us out. John Mallory, great info with Gottlieb. Appreciate that, man. Thank you for saying that. So, yeah, that was great. Doug Gottlieb, you can go back and listen to the beginning of it. Doug Gottlieb came on for about 10 minutes or so at the beginning of the show. So we appreciate Doug Gottlieb for doing that. But let's hear a little bit more from Leon Rice on the matchup with Air Force. Comments are still scrolling in here. So if you have a comment, if you have your score prediction. Is Ethan Taylor playing tonight? Someone's asking. He is playing. Yes. Ethan Taylor is playing, according to Brent Brigham. So that's obviously good news for Air Force that the star freshman is back for them. But, again, the band's making some noise. There's A.J. Walker right there taking the court for Air Force. There's the band. Not much of a crowd. If you look, not much of a crowd here tonight. But, again, Boise State really cannot afford to lose this one. All the computer rankings, the Ken Pom numbers, all the stuff that goes with the tournament, Boise State really cannot afford to lose a game like this. It's just a game that you have to win. If you win it, you don't get a lot of credit, but if you lose it, it just kills your your NCAA tournament profile. So it's a very interesting game for Boise State. Not going to be much of a crowd, and it's not a very big arena. And like I said earlier, they're 4-5 all time here. They've lost 2 games in a row here. John Mallory going 61-40 is his score prediction. I think if Boise State fans would be very, very happy with a 61-40 score prediction. But, it's just a game you have to win if you're Boise State. You can't afford to lose it. You just you have to find a way to win, and you really don't have any other options in terms of the tournament. This would be a devastating loss if you're trying to get an at-large bid to lose to Air Force here. So Air Force 10-13. They're 3-9 in Mountain West play. So this is certainly a game that Boise State needs to find a way to win. Here's more Leon Rice, Boise State's coach, talking about the matchup with Air Force.
Yeah, no doubt. It's one of the hardest places to play because of their style and because, you play at those times and you're used to big crowds and this and that, and sometimes there's not that there at all, and that can be disrupting really because it's so different. That's
muster your own energy type deal,
yeah,
I guess?
Completely, for sure.
And how much is the style too when you add that
Absolutely.
into whatever you had? So what makes playing them different than the other, I guess, 9 in the league?
Yeah, it's the style is so unique, and that Princeton style offense, it just wears you down, and if you play from behind, it's like running in mud, and then you're throwing out. All those things are factors of playing there. And you look at even this year, nothing's different. Wyoming hit a buzzer beater, beat them. They played at Colorado State down to the wire. They've, on and on and on. They beat Utah State there. We all know what it is, and but it's our guys did a good job here with some things, but we did a bad job with some other things in that game too that we have to be better at.
Last time you played there, you didn't see the ending.
Was that last time?
Yeah, because you didn't play there last year. Because both games were here.
Ago,
yeah, and like you said, it just has been for whatever reason, a frustrating place to play. I think you guys are under 500 there, 4-5. What is it? I know every game looks the same, but why is that such a game where it is so scary? Putting everything we've said together, why is it where this is a game where everyone expects you to go down there and win by 10, 15 points, and it's not that easy?
Yeah. Sometimes, different teams and different styles have hard ways of matching up, and I think I know what I mean there. I don't know how to articulate it really, but it's just some of the things we do consistently. They do a good job of countering. What the way they play affects some of the things that we do, and that's been a consistent thing over 12 years with the style of offense that we play. But you got to be able to adjust, and our guys have to be able to adjust a little bit. And when you squeeze these Air Force games in, it's really hard because there's not much time to prep. If you had a whole week like football, where you can get all your ducks in a row, then it's easier to get stuff in and change some habits and some things that you do. But when it's really on very, very limited time with these compact weeks, that makes it even tougher.
Well, there he is, Leon Rice, talking to the media yesterday. Again, we're about 15 minutes here on the clock getting ready for tip-off, so we will keep the score predictions coming in for a few more minutes here. Kurt Fuller, 68-54. Perry saying, hopefully we see some good minutes from Pryor tonight. Yeah, I would expect Kason Pryor to certainly get in the game tonight, and expect him to play some decent minutes for Boise State, because this is certainly, again, not ideal with no Najee Smith and no Emmanuel Akot on the road in a place where you've traditionally struggled. So we'll go ahead and end this. They're getting ready for the national anthem here. The game's on Fox Sports 1 at the top of the hour. Fox Sports 1 at the top of the hour. Bronco Nation News. Yes, Kurt Fuller is asking Smith. Najee Smith is out due to a sickness or an injury. No Najee Smith tonight for Boise State. Again, Bronco Nation News, the only local media outlet here from Boise to make the trip to Colorado Springs. So please consider supporting our efforts with a subscription. BroncoNationNews.com, just $6.99 a month, or you can do a subscription for $70 for the full year. We got some breaking news here. So let our listeners know about this. We got Brent Brigham in the house.
Yeah, it looks like Joseph Octave will be out for Air Force. He's been a starter through most of the year. He missed the last game with a hand injury at San Diego State, and he gave it a go at the shootout now. So I think Joe Octave will be out. And
Cam had a big loss, or what's he bring?
He's a starter, so that obviously speaks for itself. But he's been very inconsistent. He's not it's not a Ethan Taylor or AJ Walker for this team. But that means they also are a little thinner on the bench. That kind of the trickle down effect will be bigger than his loss in itself.
Well, appreciate it, Brent Brigham. What's the web address if folks want to read your coverage?
What's that? Yeah, Gazette.com, or just follow me on Twitter. I'm sure BJ will do me a favor of retweeting something tonight.
Sure, we'll do it. We'll get it out there. We got David Hall in the house giving us the shout out. There he is. The royalty in the house, David Hall, the official for this game. Well, we'll be back again. Hopefully you'll consider a subscription. Again, $70 for a full year, $6.99 a month, BroncoNationNews.com. And we are proud to be here bringing you the coverage, and we appreciate all of our great sponsors: United Commercial Insurance, Boise Dentistry Co., Bauscher Real Estate, Idaho Central Credit Union, as I mentioned earlier, the Blue and Orange Store, TCS, Transportation Compliance Service, our title sponsor, of course, RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. We appreciate their support. Go download us on YouTube. Go to YouTube. You can see right there. You can have it on your TV. That's someone's TV on their wall. And you can go subscribe on the YouTube channel, please. And you can watch it on your TV as you're watching the game tonight. So after the game, just go to youtube.com/Bronco Nation News. We'll have the live post-game show there right after the game. Bronco Nation News, YouTube. Just go subscribe and like us, and we'll talk to you after the game. So appreciate everybody for checking it out. And again, we're happy to be here courtside at Clune Arena. About 15 minutes from tip-off. Boise State and Air Force, Fox Sports 1. You can listen to Bob and Abe over on KBOI. And again, we'll be back, Leon Rice, on the post-game show. So thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. It's snowing outside, but going to have some basketball in here. We'll talk to you after the game. Big one for Boise State on Fox Sports 1 coming up in a few minutes. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com.